Hello guys, one more time we want to speak with you about our new release. Yeah, and today I want to demonstrate you new options and features which we have in 7.3 PC-3000 software version. Yeah, as always we have prepared a lot of interesting, so I hope you will enjoy this video and I will use these options on practice. And I want to start from Western Digital. For Western Digital, there is a very interesting thing which was added. It will be related to the ROM rebuilding one more time because there are a lot of such cases when there are no original ROM, or for example printed circuit board is burned, or maybe it's lost, the original ROM is lost. That's why it's necessary somehow to get access to the service area and get ability to image the user files. So what I will use on an example, it will be 2.5-inch non-SMR Western Digital drive from Hubble LT family, but actually the same option can be used on other families like FB Lite, for example, where they're very difficult to rebuild the ROM, sometimes impossible because of different reasons. So let's speak about it on the example. I connected the drive to the portable, and what I have right now. I power on the drive, and my drive is in busy state for a long time. Of course, this busy is not related with slow responding. This busy is related to the reading ability of the surface. With not original ROM for the drive, it's very difficult to read the surface. That's why it may stay busy longer than usually. Yeah, after that, it comes ready, and I go to the utility. Pay attention that kernel mode has been chosen by default, and what's interesting here, if you can see in the top left corner, I see the model of the drive is 250 gigabytes, and my original drive is 500 gigabytes. Why? Because I'm using absolutely not compatible ROM from different model with different firmware version. If you have read our articles about ROM rebuilding before, you know that it's necessary to find compatible ROM with compatible firmware version, upload loader, get service area access, etc., etc. Yeah, sometimes it could be difficult because on the same family you may have a lot of different versions, for example. Yeah, moreover, if you pay attention here on modules directory address, it's on this family is quite unique value. Yeah, that's why it also the reason why ROM is unique on these drives. On the log you can see that permanent overlay configuration data were not uploaded. Yeah, we have no access to the service area at all. And what should we do right now? We should understand why drive is not able to work with the surface. One of the reason is the head adaptives, different parameters which also stored inside the ROM, and actually they stored inside module 4F. If I go to the view and edit HDD resources and open this module here, I can use the plugin to see that inside of this module we have some values for head 0 and head number 1, some offsets for X and Y, yeah, which are quite big, and that's why they are quite unique, of course. What we have to do, we have to find the factory settings which should be used on this drive. How to do? it's necessary to start the option which is located in the menu work with ROM. It's called ROM Module for F recovery. Actually, it's based on Western Digital Factory ARC test. Yeah. And this option will start to read surface with different settings, trying to find the original values, original parameters, head adaptives for this module. What I need to do, I can use all these settings by default. Here, I will try to find the information on the minus first cylinder, where we usually should have the hidden part of the service area. It's modules 129, 130, which should store this original 4F module. Yeah, so I will need the loader for this purpose. Of course, not original loader from the same drive which I'm using the ROM right now. I have the backup profile folder here, so I need to provide the folder which stores the modules. Then I press OK button, and let's see what will happen. The test will be started soon, and let's see. Yeah, sometimes it's necessary to repeat the process one more time. And for that time, I think it will work. It will work normally. Let's wait. A loader has been uploaded correctly and the process has been started. What can I say? Unfortunately, this procedure is not fast. It's not fast because I think you understand that it's not a very simple task to find the location of the sectors which stores the requested parameters, and also we have somehow to use different settings, try different settings to read the surface. Yeah, that's why the process can take around 25 or 30 minutes. Maybe in future we will be able to make it faster. Yeah, but right now it's much better than nothing. Yeah, because as I already mentioned, not always it's possible to rebuild and to find the ROM which will be compatible for your drive. Right now we are using absolutely different ROM from the same family hability, but drive with different capacity, different firmware version. I'm doing it exactly to show you that this option is working in such worse conditions. Yeah, drive starting to produce suspicious sounds like beeping and some light clicks because it's trying to read the surface with different parameters. Don't worry about it. Yeah, and right now there it's just a starting point, starting position for these parameters. After that, drive will try to make them more compatible. Yeah, make them closest to the factory. So it is a starting offset for this process, and right now drive is trying, as I already said, to read the cylinder -1. Yeah, and here we have disk dam error, means surface is unreadable. Yeah, it's unreadable because actually these parameters which I'm using right now are not good enough. And after that, drive will try to use different parameters, and after some time, I hope it will be able to find original 4F module on the surface, and it will allow us to continue the rebuilding process. Right now, we just need to wait, so let's do. More than 20 minutes, the process has been successfully finished, and recover module has been saved into the profile folder, and also it was written to the drive. That's why if I open the module 4F, the same tab, and refresh it, I will see that first of all the firmware version has been changed, and also through the plugin I can see absolutely different values than before. With the previous values it was absolutely impossible to work with the surface, and right now I think it will be good enough to continue. So what I should do right now? First of all, I have to repower the drive, yeah, to apply the changes, and then I need to upload the loader once again from the donor backup profile folder. So it's located here. After that I'm pressing upload, and what to do next? Next, I go to the standard option, which all of you know. It is called ROM build from service area data. And what's important, I will try to build the ROM not from the service area modules, but from the hidden area. That's why I'm pressing the button read from HDD, choosing ROM modules only. Yeah, press OK. After that, I can see that all requested modules were successfully read from this area. And I need one additional thing, is the ROM base. Yeah, it actually not enough to use donor one. That's why I have to perform module search in the service area to find the original module 109, yeah, which store the ROM dump. That's why I go Tools, Utility Extensions, Module Search, and press this button, enable additional options, and after quick time I think it will be found. Yeah, we don't need to wait until the end of this process. That's why I'm stopping it, and actually here the module which I was searching for, flash binary file. I'm saving this module to the backup, then go back to the option rebuilding and selecting it from here. Right now I need to use code sections only. That's done, and after that I press on the button build ROM to create the image file and save it also to the profile folder. The last thing to do is to write the ROM which we got from the profile folder to the ROM chip. And when it's done, I can try to repower the drive, and I hope it will work well right now. It gets ready state very quickly. I may refresh the ID of the drive and got the correct passport information, you can see that my drive is 500 gigabytes. I may switch the drive to the normal mode, and right now I can do everything I want. I can perform the backup, for example, yeah. And as you see, everything is working well, and user area is also accessible. That's why I can get access to the user files and I can start the data imaging. That's why my task has been completed, and you're welcome to use this option on the practice. I hope you will like it. So that's it. And of course, we need to say a few words about Seagate drives too. That's why I will power off my Western Digital and will start Seagate F3 utility. And the main thing which was added in the 7.3 version is the support of the two very popular families. One is M15. It's 4 and 5 terabyte capacity drive, similar with M11. Previously, we were not able to patch this drive and we were not able to work with them correctly. Right now it becomes possible. It's very good. Unfortunately, it's still necessary to use the programmer device to read and to write the ROM on this drive, because physically we cannot do it. It's not possible to get boot code mod on this drive uh, because of some physical speciality. Yeah, and another family is V15X. It's also similar with V11. I will use my V11X drive just in case for you, and I think you understand that not always we can simulate all kind of failures which we can face on practice. That's why I will use healthy drive just to tell you what's new we have in the utility. So all this drive necessary to patch before, and this drive already has been prepared. Their patch is the same like usually we use for other drives. It's patch type number 1. Yeah, so you can use it if it's necessary. Then I'm unlocking the drive. Drive is in healthy conditions, that's why it will be initialized without any problems. And what I want to show you, I want to show you that in this version there are two additional options which were added into the menu work with flash ROM image file. You know, we usually use this kind of option to bypass different problems in RAM usually. Yeah, in this case we are using the disk firmware system file, which is 20D, so I can open the system file in this editor. And in the main menu here you will see two additional options which are related to the LED issues. Actually, LED issues on Seagates are very popular, and they could be related with different firmware problems. Yeah, not always we know what exactly wrong. And usually when in terminal you will see LED error message, not possible to do anything with the drive, nor through the terminal, neither through the ADATA. So this kind of options will help you to bypass the problem. Of course, not for all cases, but for cases with LED error message code 8004 and A19, yeah, to continue your work through the ATA or through the terminal, depending on the case. So it's necessary to open 20D system file and press on this solution to bypass the problem and then to continue. What else I want to say? that right now in the new version, our developers added support of much more formats of MCMT, media cache management table. Yeah, that's why it means if you have any kind of troubles, any kind of problems with the media cache on different families, not only on Rosewood, of course, yeah, it's possible to parse, it's possible to work with all the plugins which we used before, yeah, like for example, Edit, yeah, and right now it's possible to choose which format to use. By default you will see the current format for this current drive. Yeah, for this one it will be AD, yeah, because my drive is AD. So I press here and I can do a lot of things. I can clear dirty segments count, I can fix table footer and all other things, yeah, for different drives. Yeah, so you're welcome to use these options on practice. If you have any questions, if you need any help with these kind of problems, we always will be glad to help you. So thank you very much for your attention and see you next time. Bye bye.
Hello guys, and now let's take a look at SSD part of our latest release. In the previous version we added support for such controllers like Phison 5012, Phison 5013, Phison 5016, and in this release our developers managed to add more loaders for them, and the list of supported drives based on such controllers has been improved. The problem with the drives based on such controllers is that even if the controller is in support list, you may find out that because your drive is using different chip manufacturer, it is impossible to proceed with loader uploading and building the translator. But in this release, we will be able to work with Phison 5012 drives based not only on Toshiba or Kioxia chips, but on Intel and Micron chips modifications as well. Moreover, if we speak about the drive based on Phison controllers, we can say that developers added to the support list such drives as Seagate Iron Wolf 125 and Seagate Barracuda Q1, which are the drives with SATA interface. At the same time, we added Seagate Barracuda 510 modification and Seagate Barracuda Q5 modifications, which are PCI Express drives based on Phison controllers. Seagate SSDs are very popular in United States market and starting to rise up all over the world. Interesting thing is that if you open such drives and see that controller name looks different, do not worry, because Seagate drives are still based on Phison controllers, but it is just a rebranded name. So just visit our article with the list of the supported drives to make sure that it is possible to work with your particular modification. But that's not all for today. In this release, we add more drives based on SM2258H controller. It was a hard task because manufacturers of the drives based on this controller rewrite the firmware of the drive for each particular model. So it is very difficult to create a new utility for each drive. However, now we have support for ADATA S900, ADATA XPG SX950U, and Transcend SSD 370S. So now let's take a look how we can work with such drives with the real case. I have a Transcend SSD 370S modification, so let me just show you how we can access the data on this drive. Let's power it on. Drive goes to ready state. Let's open the universal utility to see if we have access to ID of this device. And as you can see, immediately after we sending the command to read the drive ID, drive goes to busy state and cannot answer it. So we can of course open the utility just in case, but I am sure that we will not get anything from this drive if we proceed with universal utility. Yes, drive is not ready, drive ID has not been read. So what we can do, the only thing here is power off our drive, return back to the list of the supported modifications, and find our manufacturer of this drive. So this is Transcend. It is based on silicon motion controller. We can see this supported family. So double click here. Make sure that you are picking the correct modification, SSD 370S. You can just, to make sure, compare it with the sticker on your case and press Utility Start. As always, we need to switch SSD to safe mode. I like to use just a common tweezers, so give me a second, I will put these tweezers into two sorting points that are shown in the picture. So sorting should be done correctly right now, and while holding the tweezers, I need to press next button to power on the drive. As you can see, SSD now is in safe mode, so we can see the information about the chips manufacturers, chip vendor. In this case, it is Micron chips. And we are starting the loader uploading. Loader is a special microcode that provides us the possibility to get access to surface area of our chips. We have two options here. I always like to choose the highlighted ones first. If it is not compatible, then choose another one. Let's start with the highlighted modification. Press yes, and loader uploading procedure should start immediately. It looks nice. We can see the information about our memory chips installed in this case. Let's wait till the end of the loader uploading and proceed with building the translator. It is hard to predict how much time does it take to apply loader and build translator, and it is better to wait till the end and not interrupt the process, just to be sure that everything has been done correctly. So as we can see, completed in the log, it means that uploading of the loader has been done correctly. So now we need to go to Tests, Service Information, Translator, and press Create. We need to create or choose profile name for this drive. So let's do it something like this and press OK. Now we need to wait till the end of translator creating process, so please do not interrupt it. In most cases, it should be done in a matter of 5-10 minutes, but sometimes, depending on the drive's state, depending on the state of your memory chips, it can take more time than usual. So please do not interrupt the process not to lose any data. So translator building has been done, and it looks like it has been done correctly. Yes, there are some warning messages, but this case is actually a real life case, so sometimes it is possible to see a couple of warnings. I hope that it will not affect our data. What I like to do now is to go to tests, service information, translator, and save to file, just in case. It is a good habit because in case if your drive will power off during the copying process, you need to start translator building from the very beginning. It is very time consuming and it can cause additional issues to the internal state of memory chips. So it will be better if you save the translator copy to your PC, and in case when your drive power off, you can just upload the loader and upload the translator from the same menu. Now let's open a data extractor task to see if translator building has been done correctly. Press OK here. Transcend 370 S, press next, make sure that you choose PC-3000 utility, make data copy, let's go to the Explorer, and let's try to open the file structure. It looks like there is two partitions here, and both of them should open without any problems. This is how it is possible to get access to the data on the latest addition to the support list, Transcend SSD 370S, based on SM2258H controller. You know that nowadays it is possible to find huge amount of different modifications of SSDs that will be based on different controllers, even if they have the same model name. For example, Silicon Power S55 can be based on SM2246XT, SM2258XT, SM2259XT, and even on Phison modifications of the controllers. The same thing can be found on ADATA SU650, which can be based on SM2258XT or some modifications of MAXIO controllers. Until now, there was no way how to work with the drives based on MAXIO controllers if they had some physical issues. Now it is possible to do, and let's see how we can do it. One more reminder, if you receive a case which is based on MAXIO controller, please create a ticket and we will connect to see if it is possible to add this drive to the support list. We will download the firmware structures, contact the developers, and then let you know if it is possible to add or you need to wait for the next update. Thank you. So I have an ADATA SU650 drive here, which is really popular. So just like always, let's connect it to port 0 and look at it in Universal Utility. So let's turn on the drive. Drive immediately goes to ready state, which is a good sign. However, let's open the utility to check. And here we can see that we have a wrong ID, wrong passport of the drive. So it's a very common problem for modern SSDs. I guess there are some issues connected with the firmware of this drive. So let's power it off. Let's exit Universal Utility and let's start utility for our particular drive. Pay attention that if you open ADATA MAXIO controllers, you will find out that we have a couple of modifications already added to the support list. So make sure when you are working with ADATA drives based on MAXIO controllers that you pick the correct utility. In our case, our series is SU650, so we can press the needed model and start the utility. It doesn't matter if you start utility in normal or safe mode, because in the end you still need to switch your drive to the safe mode with your hands. So press start here, go to tools, utility extensions, extended mode. It is the first thing that you need to do, because only in extended mode there is a possibility to switch the drive to the safe mode and start uploading the loader. There are a couple of ways how to launch a safe mode on this drive. We will use hardware key because it is the most popular of them all. So I need to disassemble the drive again. Give me a second. Okay, it's done. I need to use tweezers, just like in the previous case, and short these two shorting points in the right side of the motherboard of the SSD. So here in the timeout, we can set less amount, not to wait for a long time, and we can press upload button. As you can see, it will count down from 3 seconds and power on the drive. During this time, you need to short the needed points in order to start uploading the loader. So it looks like uploading of the loader has been done correctly. So now we can go to tests, service information, translator, and translator building. Create a new task, create a new profile folder, and wait till the end of the translator building. Here you need to check the first one and press build. In case if you are not able to create a translator with the first option, try to use the second one. It is like versions of the translator inside the SSD. Again, it should not take a lot of time, but just in case, a quick reminder that it is not good to interrupt the process of the translator building, because you need to do it from the very beginning. So it's better to wait till the end. Translator building has been done, and now, as always, we need to create a data extractor task and see what's inside. Again, don't forget to choose the correct utility and start creating a task. So the second partition should be the partition with the data. And yes, it is possible, everything is accessible, so we can proceed with saving the data in this case. This is pretty much it for the demonstration that I wanted to show you for today. Of course, it is not all the additions and not all the changes that we introduced in this release. So please follow our news, stay tuned, and I hope to see you soon in the tickets in technical support department. Stay safe, have a nice day. Goodbye.